James Comey, the FBI director, was fired, so now we've got acting FBI director Andrew McCabe. Well, one of the reasons that they gave for firing Comey, they've been searching through a lot of different reasons. My favorite, of course, was the first one, where they said it's because of what he did to Hillary Clinton. Outrageous how he held that press conference berating Hillary Clinton, even though he didn't charge her. We could all laugh out loud at that. That's the most preposterous thing we've ever heard. They knew that all along, and I don't think that the Trump administration fired Comey because they're trying to protect Hillary Clinton's honor. So then one of the other excuses they went to is, no, he was really disliked at the FBI. I mean, it was a mess. He wasn't winning over there. And so we had to bring order to the FBI because he just had lost control of the people there and they just don't like him. So, well, lucky for them, the acting FBI director came in front of Congress. So Senator Martin Heinrich asked him about that. And I'm curious about his answer. Was Comey disliked, including by McCabe? Were there any issues at all? Let's find out.
We've heard in the news that claims that Director Comey had lost the confidence of rank and file FBI employees.
No, sir, that is not accurate. I can tell you, sir, that I worked very, very closely with Director Comey. From the moment he started at the FBI, I was his executive assistant director of national security at that time. I can tell you that I hold Director Comey in the absolute highest regard. I have the highest respect for his considerable abilities and his integrity, and it has been the greatest privilege and honor of my professional life to work with him. I can tell you also that Director Comey enjoyed broad support within the FBI and still does to this day. I can confidently tell you that the vast majority of FBI employees enjoyed a deep and positive connection to Director Comey.
How was that for a clear answer? So yeah, they didn't like him, right? No, actually, they have a deep and broad respect for him. And to this day, they still like him, if you know what I mean. So there's another story out in today's news from some sources inside the FBI saying, oh, you want to fire the guy who was investigating you. You know, we're all still here, and now we're pretty pissed that you fired our boss, who's actually really good to us and who we liked. And so if you think you're going to bury this investigation, no, we're going to redouble our efforts. But that was a nice comical scene there, like, ha, now Mr. McCabe, tell us about it. Now look, this guy asking him as a Democratic senator, so he probably had a decent sense of where it was going, but completely shoots down another ridiculous Trump theory as to why Comey was fired, that he was not well liked. I think you're well liked if someone says it was, quote, the greatest privilege and honor of my professional life to work with him. Not only is it amusing, it also gives you a sense of what's going to happen in the future. Comey has 1 million allies still left inside the FBI. And in his goodbye letter, he was like, now remember everybody, the FBI director can be fired for the president, by the president, for any reason or no reason at all. In other words, he fired me for no reason at all. And he said, remember, it's your constitutional duty to do what is right. In other words, make sure you get the summon bitch. You can't fire everybody in the building. So if you thought Comey had no allies and that they'll just cave under pressure, so far, no dice. I don't know where this movie ends, but now let me ask you one last question about that. Do you think that Trump outwits the entire FBI, manages to keep evidence that they have secret, or that perhaps all of those folks that work at the Federal Bureau of Investigations wind up finding out what Trump the clown has been up to? I'm not saying that I've got enormous faith in the FBI, although by the way, I've given them a lot of credit recently for some terrorist attacks that they stopped and a good job of fighting crime lately. But I know Donald Trump, and that guy can't outwit anyone. With the notable exception of 16 other clown Republicans and the Democratic establishment. Every time I think about that, I think it's just the most pathetic failure of the Republican and Democratic Party in American history. Well, at some point, being that dumb catches up with you. So here's another excuse down the drain. Young Turks membership creates independent media.
Believe me.
No ads.
Believe me.
All the shows.
Believe me.
On demand.
Believe me.
Support independent media.
Believe me.
It's awesome, tremendous,
You'll love it.
Believe me.
And by the end, you'll be thinking,
I'm like a smart person.
tytnetwork.com/join.